Hello everyone, I'll be getting started in just a second. Just calling up some web pages here. Just a sec. I'm working from home today. I was gonna get into the office because I could have gotten into the office in time for the show here today. Um, it's not snowing too bad yet, but I got to Interstate 90. I live kind of southeast of Worcester, for those who don't know, and it was already starting to snow pretty bad. So I was like, man, should I really drive an hour just to live stream and turn around and have to go back home? So I decided, heck with it. I'll just live stream from home today. So that, of course, is kind of nice on my end. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of calling up our Facebook page and what have you. It's not that I'm now just getting on. I was just running a little late. I got distracted. I'm like a meerkat or something like that. So I got a new record player, a new turntable. Well, not new, but it was It was a new turntable from a junk store, and it was still in the box, still in its wrapper. Hadn't even been set up or anything like that, but they had opened the box apparently to take the tone arm counterweight from it. So I went and ordered a new tone arm counterweight, installed that last night, and now I've got a new record player. It's a Project Debut 3. It's a nice Ortofon 5E cartridge. But I don't know. I think the grounding on it's not quite as good as I want. Because if I were to, let's say, play music at a high volume, I hear a little bit of hum in the background. You don't hear it during normal play, but when I crank it up, I'm hearing a little hum, and that leads me to think maybe the ground needs a little bit of work. So I took the electronics apart this morning, and I was resoldering a new ground onto it to tighten up the grounding on it. And next thing I know, it's 11:50. So you know, that's how that goes. Great. Now you have to explain what a turntable is. Nice. Yeah, so just for those who don't know, there are some people in the office today. If you're east of, say, 495, it's not even snowing yet. But kind of central Massachusetts is going to get hit by, they're saying, like a foot or up to maybe even 2 feet of snow over the next 24 hours. So that's why I'm at home here today. All right, hello and welcome to the weekly Wednesday lunchtime live stream here on twitch.tv/DDO stream, youtube.com/Dungeons and Dragons/live, and facebook.com/DDO Unlimited. I am DDO's Community Manager Cordovan, working from home today. Going to be working on the DDO Chronicle and some other good stuff, keeping an eye on the forums. And I'll be running the anniversary event. Reason being is this is the final week/weekend of the anniversary event. You've got until Monday morning to get all those party favors that you want, to get the things you want, and then the event and the party favor turn-in guy goes away. Forgot. I need to look at the NPC. Anyway, for those of you who haven't hit your goal of what you wanted to get yet, and maybe you can't get enough stuff in time, that's okay. The party favors will not expire. They will keep active so that you could use them next year as well. So if you want to do some last-minute stockpiling ahead of next year's stuff, or for whatever reason, you can do that. But you do have until Monday to run the anniversary event. We also have Oh, I forgot to get my... I'm actually going to have a little bit of a difficult time here now that I think about it. I don't have my bonuses. I think... I'm going to take a guess and hope I'm not wrong. The bonus... Oh, yeah, okay. Right. The bonus this weekend will be a Challenge Rewards boost. Yes, we have had people suggest a Challenge Rewards boost for quite some time. You guys want it for your sentient jewels, and that's going to be happening this weekend. Also does, as I understand it, apply to the anniversary event, although I'm not sure about that. Okay, Gal, for the party favors. Tolero will be going away come Monday morning. I don't know if I actually have any party favors in this character. Let me see what I got. No, I don't think I actually have any party favors. By the way, the cake sticks around until April... Look at my calendar here. Basically, April 2nd. So it'll be going through April 1st, being shut off on April 2nd. So, in terms of the birthday gift of that cosmetic armor, that'll still appear on your characters until the morning of April 2nd. So through April 1st. So make sure if you do have characters you want to get that thing on, you can. Alright. The Kobold voice is the best thing we've ever put into the game. Awesome! I haven't actually heard it yet, because I'm working... I'm not picking up any of my items until this weekend. I've been doing a lot of farming at the anniversary event, but I don't actually have my stuff yet, because I kind of want to see where I end up in terms of total amount of party favors, and then apply them to make purchases judiciously based on what I want. What I want is everything, but I can't get everything this year. So what I think I'm going to end up doing is, if I can get the sentient voice of the kobold, I'm going to do that. And if I can't, or if I do a little better than I'm thinking I'm going to do, I'm going to get both that and the motherboard. I've got a character, level 20 version of the motherboard, who's just about ready to hit level 20 and is a tower shield user, so that motherboard would come in awful handy right about now. And for the leftover stuff, we'll get some goggles and cookies and all that sort of thing. Can we talk about the Selamos drama? What is the Selamos drama? The challenge reward boost will give you... See, I don't want to give a number because I might be wrong in the number. I don't have my calendar to check, but I think... Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. But I think it's 50%. So that would be... You'll get 50% more challenge rewards when you run challenges. That'll be the ingredients. And my understanding is that applies to the party favors as well. So, you know, it'll round down, but if you were going to get 8 party favors, you'd get an extra 4, so you'd get 12. That's not terrible. Will the cookie jar have the Abishai cookie descriptions fixed? I suppose we could. I don't know that that's a real high priority fix or anything, but yeah, could. Yeah, but what's the drama? I'm not sure about what the drama is with Selamos. What's wrong with Selamos? Click on her in the dungeon. She has some tea to spill. Interesting. I'm gonna have to... Oh, in here?
House Fjarlan guards block a kobold from entering
Someone might have snuck something in that I didn't notice.
The excited creature waves
we get to Selamos and figure that out.
You helped Scrag in harbor!
The kobold points inside.
Find evil overlord!
Selamos.
Stop kobolds and peoples from fighting!
The coin lords raise a glass to you as you enter the grand ballroom. An impressive
Alright, let's
warforged
see.
turns to face you. There you are. Good. I've been dying to try this out.
When will Raid 'em Off be in the store? It'll be very, very soon. Very soon. Stay tuned. We'll be making an announcement when it's available in the store. Can't really announce it until it's in the store, but it will be very soon. Normally our store sales and changes go live on Thursday afternoon. So stay tuned on whatever Thursday afternoon it will be happening. And we'll let you know.
The warforged clatters to the ground, but the head somehow continues speaking. Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm, or maybe a crossbow.
So the moss is over by
spot
me.
an unexpected figure
Halpern.
among the
Oh, there
party
we go.
guests. Your
How did I
old
not know
nemesis,
until today that
Malicia.
Jeets had a sister in
What is the
Sharn?
succubus
Though come to
doing
think
at an
about it, it's
event
not like
like
I ever talk
this?
about my own sister. Okay. Can't deny that the light of the flame is needed more than ever. The darkness is growing. I'm sorry, I'm not good at party talk. All those new shoes? Nice. Okay. That's interesting. Game sound is overriding my voice. Okay, I'll turn it down a little bit. Can we get an improved
dark
critical
figure beckons
shield
to you.
feat?
Welcome, he cries.
You mean a feat that would apply to your main hand weapon that you could put on your shield? Or do you mean a critical shield bash? You know, double the, say, crit range of your shield. The latter, I'd say, potentially. The former, probably not. Is it a Google Phonics stereo with a Moonrock needle? I love that reference. It has 1,000 speakers. Sounds like... No, I'm kidding. I'm a huge fan of the old Steve Martin stand-up. But no, I'm actually just using a pair of, well, I have 4 speakers for when I'm watching movies and stuff. But, just a pair of decent bookshelf speakers right now. Got a pair of 1980s Bose 301 Series 2 for those earheads out there. As a matter of fact, you know the kind of funny story about that? Back, you know, Turbine used to have a sound engineering department back in the day. And at some point in recent, I guess it was probably 4 or 5 years ago now, they transitioned to using Warner Brothers, you know, sound studio and all that sort of thing. It kind of made sense to consolidate that activity. But they had some audio gear that they needed to get rid of. So they put together an auction for it. And everyone around Turbine was like, oh, these speakers are all trashed. And I'm like, they're nice speakers. So I put in an auction and got them for $40 a pair. It was killer. It's a killer deal. Pair of Bose 301 Series 2. Best speakers Bose ever made. IMO. So they're now currently my main bookshelves. And then I've got a pair of Baby Advents for my surround sound. And I don't know if you can see it here. I actually have a... let me see if I can... Just quick. Since you guys... I like talking off topic sometimes. Move my camera briefly. See those speakers over there? That's my next project. I took all the grills and stuff off them, but that's a pair of audio or acoustic research AR94 SIs that need new surrounds. So I'm going to be working on that. I was hoping to do it during the snow day here, but the surrounds didn't get to me in time, so guess I'll have to maybe do it this weekend. Why does the honey debuff take 10 minutes to go away? It's just, you know, it was just a decision made for whatever reason. The funny thing about the Cordovan fight is, this is what, now the 3rd year that we've had it? And the first year people found a way to cheese it. And then the 2nd year, so they added the bees, if I recall, last year, right? Or was this the first year for the bees? Anyway, they keep adding to the fight, so that to actually make it so that you have to go into the room to fight me. And then people still find a way to kind of cheese it, which is fine. But I think that that's really what the honey's about, is to kind of add a little extra layer of something to deal with. Plus, it's also a minor, very, very, very in-joke.
You warily enter the dim hallway. Distant sounds put your nerves on edge. A flutter of wings.
But I guess I'm not going to get into here.
Laugh. A scrape of something being pushed across the floor.
Yeah, bees were last year, and that's because people were just sort of, I can't or they were using some kind of physics thing, where they would just stick me over by physics. Anyway, I don't know. It's all good. As much as I, you know, enjoy being a boss that you can kill in the anniversary event, there's a part of me that kind of feels like we should give some other devs a turn.
The strange flying head laughs maniacally and then explodes into a shower of bats. Harbor Master Zinn motions for you to stop. The kobolds have taken over the chapter house. No one is allowed back there until we get the situation under control.
This whole thing is very meta. It allows, you know, part of the reason it's not here permanently is because it allows us to kind of break the fourth wall in a way that we really wouldn't do outside of something special like this. Get just to really have some fun with it. Yeah, I do agree. It's very pen and paper like. It's kind of, you know, sometimes when the tabletop gets kind of silly, you know, people start cracking in jokes and have recurring memes of sorts in their tabletop campaigns. That's kind of what this anniversary event feels like to me. I think that's kind of what makes it as fun as it is. Alright, from YouTube, can we get a sheath that goes in the trinket slot that acts like the quiver of poison by adding some kind of damage to non-ranged weapons? So there is something that you can get for the trinket slot that adds to the damage of your weapons. That's in the Crystal Cove event. If you update the trinket all the way, I believe, actually I think it's even here. Oh, no, I don't have it. I don't know if I've got it or not. Well, there's a trinket that'll add a couple of points of damage that you can get from the anniversary event. That's kind of what you're looking for, I think. But theoretically, you know, I think that's certainly something that could be done. I think you have to be careful about the power level of something like that. But, you know, good. Why you ignore me, man? Okay, let me not ignore you. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what needs to be here. What hat am I wearing? This is a purchase, one of the cosmetics that comes with Ravenloft. It's the Vampire Hunter's outfit. Both the hat and the jacket. Epic Destinies need a good revamp. Okay. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of tweaking with Epic Destinies in that kind of big controversial thread of the moment. So we'll be adding some melee power to a lot of the cores of the Epic Destiny trees to kind of balance things out a little bit. I can talk if you want to about that melee thing, but honestly I feel like Steelstar did a really good job of explaining our rationale for it and what's going to happen. So to some extent I would just prefer to refer people to Steelstar's post. But if I can answer some questions, you know, I can. But I just don't want to get into a rehash of what's already on that forum post, because like I say, I think Steelstar did a good job of explaining what's up. How long do I play? I usually just play for an hour here, every Wednesday at noon, and then after me is going to be Samus Garobo with Follow the Noob. Great title for a show. And that starts at around 1 o'clock here, and that runs for a couple hours as well. And you can find our full schedule over on the Twitch page. We have a whole bunch of streamers. As a matter of fact, I actually have something in my inbox right now from someone who wants to start streaming on DDO stream, so I might be able to take care of that today, which is awesome. I thought the event was over. When is it over then? This is the final weekend, this upcoming weekend.
The kobolds jeer at
It
you as
runs
you approach.
through, oh no. Darn it. It runs through March 11th. The TR process needs to be less clunky when it comes to managing items. Please let us sort the TR cache first. I don't know that that would help the TR process that much, because the TR process is get rid of all this stuff.
A pair of kobolds peer down an open trapdoor.
You go down! You lost it!
Says one to the
There are
other.
many epic destinies that need more stuff done than just melee power. Sure, sure. You know, I think even Steelstar commented a little bit on that this week, where he mentioned that we've been focusing on, say, third epic destiny trees and classwork, and I think as we start to, I don't know, hit a pretty good place with that stuff. I mean, we still have wizards and sorcerers yet. We've got the favorite soul. Third tree, we got War Priest we're going to be working on. You know, Druid stuff is currently ongoing along with Artificer. Both of those might be ready for update 38. You know, but nonetheless, you know, Epic Destinies is something I think that we would like to take a look at, particularly as it comes to, like, say, balancing with melee and things like that. But we just have had to prioritize classwork and enhancement tree work over Epic Destiny stuff in the short term here, or in recent years, actually. Balance work is never done.
Jeets thinks that becoming a Dark Overlord will win over Melicia's heart. You'll need to enlist her help if you want to save the addled halfling from himself.
Any changes to crafting coming? It seems more complex than it should be. Caneth, Greensteel, Thunderforge, Barovian. Well, so those are all different crafting
Melicia
systems
uses her arcane powers
for
to
different
open a
reasons.
pathway leading
Say,
into
Greensteel is
the mind
tied
of Jeets.
to the heroic and legendary Shroud raids. Thunderforge. So some of that stuff is specifically tied to content in a way that is not going to be changing. Caneth crafting is sort of the content agnostic crafting system in DDO. And potentially we could see some changes to it. We did a whole bunch of work, what, a couple of years ago now on Caneth crafting. There's still a few more things that we could do, like find a use for those mystic vessels and that sort of thing. That would be nice.
Stands something far more sinister. Not to mention,
but I really don't see us really focusing a lot on Caneth crafting in the short term here. I think we just have kind of other priorities.
This experience has made him a wiser, more thoughtful halfling, though it doesn't seem likely.
You can tell I haven't been running this on Kyber too much because I haven't ransacked this chest yet. The ASMR's character models look great. You should redo some of the other models like Drow. I don't know that Drow would be real high on our list. I think before Drow, we would want to focus on the half-elf. I do think we'll see that at some point here. Get some work done on half-elf. Is there any intention of creating a new low level for the Forgotten Realms area? Not really. You know, I think given unlimited resources, we might. But the reality is, if we were to do that, we'd also probably want to have enough content to carry you through to level 15 in the Forgotten Realms. And that's a lot of content, and that doesn't really fit into our plans for the next couple of years. So I don't really see us doing that. New companion, a die that rolls along after you, that has definitely come up inside of the office as something we should totally do. I don't know that we'll ever be able to, but it's definitely come up, for sure.
House Fjarlan guards block a kobold from entering the anniversary party. The excited creature waves to you.
Scrag know you! You helped Scrag in harbor!
Okay, guess I'm just using Nightmare.
The kobold points inside.
Find evil overlord! Stop kobolds and peoples from fighting!
The coin lords raise a glass to you as you enter the grand ballroom.
I don't know that Blade Forge tree really needs a whole lot of work. I mean, the Blade Forge is pretty darn powerful as it is, isn't it? Self-healing and all that sort of thing.
Good.
I mean, compared to the regular Warforged, Blade Forge is kind of head and shoulders above the Warforged. Granted, I don't play a lot of Blade Forge and Warforged, so I could be totally wrong there. But that's always been my impression, is that Blade Forge is actually in a pretty good place right now, because of the self-healing that you get from that trait. Flexible shards for the chain rewards like sun-dried fish and Mystic Urn, maybe? There was a deliberate design decision at the time not to allow for flexible shards. Now we could revisit that decision, but that was a deliberate decision made to try to balance Caneth crafting with random gen with named loot. The idea, if I recall correctly, being that we wanted to have that flexibility in named loot rather than Caneth crafting. Caster damage dealers are dead in endgame. That might be one of the reasons why we do actually want to get to Wizard and Sorcerer here in the relatively near future.
A dark figure beckons to you.
Between Warforged tree and the new Recon SLA Blade Forged tree is behind, you get 20 plus PRR and Warforged for 4 action points, and like 20 spell power for melee power for 1 action point. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that. That's Now, where are you getting Reconstruct? Outside of Blade Forge? Where's the Reconstruct SLA? Is that in the new Artificer tree that's coming out? Or am I wrong about that? If someone knows, help me out. I thought the Reconstruct SLA was kind of one of the big things about Blade Forged. Why does Potions have cooldown? It's to prevent some exploit kind of behavior. It just has a basic, like, a 1 second global cooldown, so you can't, you know, macro 1,000 potions at once or something like that. Cause the server to crash. Any chance of updating the loot tables to remove the Mystic Dried Fish? I don't want it removed. I don't care if it's useless. The thing about it right now is, yeah, it has no purpose, but it's not taking away from anything. You know, all it is you wouldn't, if we removed it, you wouldn't get something else, you just wouldn't get the thing. So I would rather actually see us find a use for it rather than remove it from the treasure table. But I suppose if we did get to the point that we decided, no, we are never going to use it again, then, yeah, you know, maybe we would have to. We'll have Recon SLA that shares timers with Blade Forge, the new arty tree. Okay, okay.
A figure sits brooding on a throne, surrounded
but
by
not everyone's going to
stones.
be a Blade Forged Artificer. So it's there for those who aren't Artificers, or who want to get it from the Blade Forged tree rather than the new Renegade Masturbator tree. The Blade Forge at its core is a paladin, theoretically.
Next time, it won't
And so it's a
be
way
so
to get
easy.
Reconstruct as a paladin in a way that you couldn't otherwise. Sentient mystical tried fish. Now that's my kind of thinking. I like it. Yeah, I mean, we could. What I think we would probably end up doing is use those special ingredients in Caneth crafting for something or other. It's just a matter of doing the work to make that happen.
A flutter of wings, a muffled laugh, the scrape of something being pushed across the floor.
Why is the D12 bound to character rather than bound to account? So that you have to get it multiple times for every character. You don't just get it once per server. You have to get it once per character. That's why. Any chance of getting the Horn of Thunder from the Spellsinger tree to have the Archon Trumpet audio? I had brought that up just a little while back. They thought it was a good idea too, but, you know. It's just one of those things that if we ever get around to it, maybe someone gets a bug to actually do the thing, maybe it'll get done. Mobs, what are the odds my mock expansion article shows up in the Chronicle this week? Well, I have not actually written the Chronicle yet, so if you give me a link to it, I'd say the chances are significantly greater. I'd be happy to put it in the Chronicle. That sounds fine with me. Do sentient jewels say more things as they level up, or are the number of lines the same from the start? The number of lines are the same from the start. The way it works is that there are triggers for the text and audio on sentient weapons. I've actually provided that list on the forums, but it's something like on damage, on you reaching 50% health, on you reaching 25% health, on you dying, on monster death, on a fellow party member dying, on finding a trap box, on finding a secret door, etc., etc. And whenever those things happen, there's a percentage chance for your sentient jewel to say something. So that doesn't scale up as you level, it's just always there. However, I understand we actually have a bug right now where it's not saying all the things it's supposed to. So I think that might, I don't know if that's fixed for update 38 or not, but it'll be coming in the relatively near future.
What?
What the heck killed me?
The kobolds have transformed the chapter house into an armed
Polar ray, huh? Alright, fine. Polar ray me all you want. I don't care. I'm fine. Wasn't even cold. I'm actually trying to get back to some of the chat from Twitch here. Someone's using some naughty language, but let me address the point, which is that they think that we're making a mistake by nerfing monks and still keeping other melees active as they are. That is actually why we're doing this stuff with the super outliers on monks. And we're not totally, I mean, we are nerfing monks, but they're still going to be super duper powerful. Right now they're just like, you know, 400% better than everyone else. And after these changes, they'll still be probably 100% better than everyone else. But it's going to be a little bit less than they were. And part of the reason for that is we want to do some balance work on melee and ranged, but melee. And we can't really do that work as long as we've got these outliers that are causing trouble. So that's why we're going to be changing some of the damage on duality. It's still going to be like the most powerful item in the game, maybe. And along with some of the stuff that you can read on it. And so the idea is that when that work is done, it'll give us a better opportunity to do further work on melee to balance things out long term. Do you grind out the banhammer? I think the ban... Nope, I just unhooked my microphone by accident. Hopefully you can hear me. I think the banhammer is a really attractive item. For its level range at 15, that's the time where you're running in the Vale a lot. You're doing Orchard of the Macabre. That kind of thing. So all that improved disruption and improved vanishing and or smiting and all that sort of thing is gonna get some real use out of it at that level. So I think the banhammer is a real nice one. And then also, if you feel like flagging for Tower of Despair, you don't need the boots anymore. You can wield that weapon instead.
Kobolds
And that's kind of nice as well. Why am I in Primal Avatar? I am in Primal Avatar because I'm leveling it up. I have maxed out my Fury of the Wild Tree. I need to do a little more work on Shirati and Primal Avatar. Actually, I've got 3 points to spend, but I'm leveling up Primal Avatar. I want to max out... this is for an eventual epic reincarnation that I do. I need to level up my... that Destiny Sphere. So that's why I'm in Primal Avatar, as opposed to Fury of the Wild, which is really, you know, obviously the one to use for most anything. Do I think the Paladin past life will ever change to be +10 to all forms of healing? Probably not. What can you expect as a customer if your character is being rolled back? So, we had to do some disciplinary work due to an exploit where people were exploiting. Give themselves unlimited XP, guild renown, etc., etc. So what you can expect is basically to have that progress nuked.
You spot the new Dark Overlord of all the kobolds standing atop the throne. It's none other than...
And in the most extreme cases of it, we're actually deleting the characters. That is often the way to do it if someone, say, created a character specifically to exploit, and then, rather than quest or actually do anything on that character, just exploit their way into multiple past lives. We're just going to delete that character because there was no real progress made on it to begin with.
Win over Melicia's heart. You'll need to enlist her help if you
I don't
want
know
to
if Nibbles disappears from the quest after you pick him up in the anniversary here. I don't actually know the answer to that. What month will update 38 come out? It's hopefully later this month. That's the goal anyway. Actually, I think it could be early April instead, but we'll see. I'm sorry, Seiko Jin. It's my personal feelings on that kind of topic is not really something that would be appropriate for me to get into.
This isn't flattering. It's mortifying.
I find it interesting in order to keep the kobolds and peoples from fighting, we are killing the kobolds.
Malicia is not
wrong.
amused.
Yeah.
The Jeets you know vanishes, and in his place stands something far more sinister.
Maybe we should have a mechanic where you befriend them.
Away, and the Jeets you know returns. Perhaps this experience has made him a wiser, more thoughtful halfling, though it doesn't seem likely.
What can I do to share information on time zones of servers? Our servers are located in New Jersey. So that would be Eastern time. Do I think the planned class racial balance changes will have a major impact on the general playability of PvP? We don't really do much in the way of changes to impact PvP. It's not really a big part of our game. So if it, I would imagine it's going to have some impact, but it's certainly not something that we're particularly concerned about.
Waves to you.
Scrag know you! You helped Scrag in harbor!
The kobold points inside.
Find evil overlord! Stop kobolds and peoples from fighting!
The coin lords raise a glass to you as you enter the
So, Samus says the banhammer should be level 10 instead of 15. I mean, you're probably right. It would certainly be nice at level 10. But with all that improved stuff, I mean, the potential on that item is really high. Seems like at level 10, that would just be kind of crazy talk. But And can you imagine getting improved of all 4 of those things, plus anchoring at level 10? It's kind of nuts. Yeah, we're going to fix the description so it has the proper minimum level. I just slipped through this anniversary event.
Clatters to the ground, but the head somehow continues speaking. Still a few problems with this build. I know. Next time I'll try a different rune arm, or maybe a crossbow.
Follow-up, does the character get deleted and restored? It gets deleted. If you want to pay to restore it, I'm going to say we probably would say no. Don't cheat.
As he falls. You can't quite make it out, but you think it was something like, not cool. You spot an unexpected figure among the party guests. Your old nemesis, Malicia. What is the succubus doing at an event like this?
You were looking to understand what server typically has Pacific time zone players. Generally, all of our servers are within a few percentage points of each other. Wayfinder is obviously the outlier there in terms of having a particularly small population. But basically, all of our servers are all in the same ballpark. It doesn't really matter which server you're on. But I guess, you know, I can't really get into population stuff, but when I see our server charts, pretty much they all stay active through the Pacific time zone. You think you found an exploit? Where should you report it? PM it to me. Or file it as a bug report. PM it to me on the forums, or file it as a bug report through our help system, through help.standingstonegames.com.
Put your nerves on edge. A flutter of wings. A muffled laugh.
I mean, it's true. Ultimately, the banhammer is meant to be more humorous than like a power item, but it has some pretty nice usage. You know, it's sort of the, if you're looking for those kind of insta-proc death effects on a weapon, that's basically has all of them. So you don't need to carry multiple weapons. So that's kind of nice. Well, it really was just the idea of, let's make a banhammer. Okay, what should it be? Well, it should be a hammer. What should it have on it? Well, I don't know, stuff that bans you. I mean, that's literally just the point, so, you know.
Harbor Master Zinn motions for you to stop. The kobolds have taken over the chapter house. No one is allowed back there until we get the situation under control. The Harbor Master nods at the door. The kobolds are back there.
Is that throat clear supposed to be in-game when you first walk by the door? Yes. The intention of that is just to give it personality because that door is knockback. And so it's just kind of saying, oh, you know, it's a dev. Also to call attention to that door, kind of knowing that you'll need to use it later. Alright, let me head over to YouTube here. Memories of the Last War from Loreforge seems OP compared to most things in Bladeforge, but honestly, that's just my opinion. You could be wrong. Okay. Is the entrance to Von 5 still hurt? It's loud. I think what's happening there is the sound file's being played on itself, so it essentially doubles in volume. At this point, I've been hearing it for so many years, I just sort of ignore it. But, you know, your mileage may vary. We should go in there at some point to fix it. Might be the oldest bug? It's gotta be up there.
The kobolds have transformed the chapter.
Why haven't we been able to fight Tiamat yet, even though DDO already has started the Tyranny of Dragon storyline? The Tyranny of Dragon storyline is an older storyline at this point. You know, Wizards of the Coast has moved on quite a bit beyond that. Well, not quite a bit, but has moved on beyond that. As for why we won't fight Tiamat and DDO, it's because of competitive reasons. There's another game out there that already has it, and that means that we do not have it. Is Crystal Cove coming soon? Yes.
Mock you from above.
I don't know exactly when. I believe it'll be after update 38 because we want to do some work on it, but I need to check with Steel Star to see whether that work's actually been done or not. But in the producer's letter we had stated that we want to update the loot on it, and that is something we want to do. Next year's anniversary party should be about Selamos. It's pretty funny. It's true that there would be some complexity issues with Tiamat. That might actually be a little bit similar to, say, the Lulth fight. You know, Tiamat is huge and multifaceted and all that sort of thing. I'm not sure that it would translate great to DDO. It's not to say we couldn't do it. It just seems... I mean, we can't. But, you know, even if we could, it seems like it would be a... Definitely would be a challenge.
Through the seats of the dark.
I mean, it's not that we couldn't do it. It's just that we not just want to do it, but want to do it right. And that's of course, will be the tricky part of that. Is having a successful Tiamat battle. Will we ever update the ratio for DDO points for US dollar? Well, obviously that's not something I could talk about, but...
The kobolds jeer at you
theoretically possible. Make the bad hammer out of potatoes and give it 5,000 hardness. I like it. I like it. Oh, hey, Red One. Nice to see you.
You go down! You lost it!
Says one to the other.
When are Metallic Dragons coming to DDO? I haven't heard of anything about that. When will update 38 come out on Lamania? The plan is to release it next week if we can to Lamania. So we'll have our first preview next week. There was a time where we were hoping to do it this week, but just various factors meant we couldn't get it done this week. So next week should be our first Lamania preview of update 38. Make a level 30 version called the Permanent Banhammer. I like it. I like it. Yep.
You spot the new Dark Overlord of all the kobolds standing atop the throne. It's none other than
Weird that Zerka is a skeleton? You're right. There's actually a few of them now that are outdated due to the state of Standing Stone Games.
Jeets thinks that
You know,
becoming
we have a
dark
few
overlord
devs here
will win
that
over
are
Melissa's
back.
heart.
So the basic
You'll
trick
need
of
to
those
enlist
skeletons
her
is
help
they're
if you
former
want to
devs,
save the
or former
owl halfling
people
from
who
himself.
formerly worked on Dungeons & Dragons Online. Some of them are actual current employees, so we should really go
Alicia
through there
uses her
and
arcane
fix that.
powers to open a pathway leading into the mind of Jeets.
Hexaghost, sure, I'll answer the one more question on the ban thing. If you've been banned, when you are unbanned, when, like, say you've got a 7-day or 30-day ban, when you come
It's
back
very
from that
clear
ban
what's on
period,
Jeets's
the
mind.
state of your characters is the
Melissa
state of your
is not
characters.
amused.
So if one of your characters got deleted after you were banned, it's deleted. If one of your characters was rolled back after you were banned, it's rolled back. If you get back from your ban and the character is not rolled back or deleted, then odds are real good that it's not going to. And I suppose theoretically I should leave open the possibility that CS would do something later, but I don't think that's likely. Generally, it's part of the same. You're banned. They go in. They take care of business. Move on to the next person. Alright, I think that's going to be my final run here. So, the anniversary bonus for this weekend is a 50% challenge rewards boost. That should kick off late tomorrow morning and run through Sunday. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, take a look on the DDO forums about the changes coming to melee combat and monks. Some Epic Destiny work in there as well. Take a look at the Druid and Artificer stuff. That should be coming to Lamania very soon. Is there such a thing as a code of conduct for streaming DDO? It's a little more flexible than that, but typically the community guidelines apply to everything for streaming. How do you PM this guy? I just found a bug. You PM this guy by sending a private message to Cordovan, C-O-R-D-O-V-A-N, on the DDO forums. What server, what level next week? I need to double check. I can't remember if this is week 1 or 2 of Kyber, so it'll either be Kyber or Orion. Or potentially Lamania, depending on what goes down next week. Alright, Samus Grubble will be on in just a couple of minutes. So stick around for that. You can find her full schedule over on Twitch. Please give us a follow on Twitch if you'd be willing to. You'll be notified when we go live with shows just like this. Subscribe to us on YouTube to get the videos in your subscription feed, and like us on Facebook, both for our Facebook Live videos and all the other stuff that we put over there. Patrick, you'll get the last question. Will the fall event ever go back to the way it was? Well, no, because we do like the current state of the Night Revels Festival. We will be expanding on it, but to the extent that you might be asking about the Spectral Dragon fight that used to be a part of Maybar, that is something that we want to bring back to the game in the future. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week for more of the weekly Wednesday Lunchtime live stream. Have fun. If you're on the East Coast or otherwise having some rough weather, stay safe out there, and I'll see you soon.